Okay, hi everyone, this is my very second album review. Now we're going to be talking about Tesla's Psychotic Supper. This one is dedicated to Kim, who requested it from the Instagram. Thank you so much for the request, and hey people, if you don't request and only she requests, I'm just gonna keep doing what she's asking me, okay? So this one goes to you. Tesla is a great band. I heard like 2 more songs before this record, and I like them, honestly. I don't know what scares people from them. Maybe it's the political topics, because I mean Tesla, the band, they got their name from Nikola Tesla, and there's some politicalness to that. But this record does talk about Tesla, does talk about, political things, but it also talks about, they have their ballads, they have their emotional things, they have they're angry, we're the youth and we want to do whatever the hell we want to do. So it varies, and when it comes to the musicians themselves, Jeff Keith, the singer, to me sounds a lot like Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, and musically they're not that far off. Musically, I would say that they have glam metal, glam rock, southern rock, blues rock, all of them together meshed into one. So a pretty unique combination, and hey, this record Psychotic Supper really helps to showcase their abilities. Like every single song, most of the songs do stand out in their own right. There are a few ones that don't, but I'll let you know that even those songs that don't stand out as much as the others, they're really good on their own right. So I just keep saying that, but you get the point. I'm gonna go one by one each of these songs and let you know what each of them stand out from one another. The first one, Change in the Weather. That's a very bluesy song. It has some groove to it. It's a good song to get the record started, honestly. It felt fun, but not too fun so that it would spoil the whole thing. It feels like, if you were in New York and you had all the people singing together in a street party, that's kind of the feeling that you get. Edison's Medicine, it kind of goes, on the other hand, on the other direction. It has some dissonance in the riff. It feels kind of dark, and by the name of the song, you can tell, it's talking about Thomas Edison, how he got all the wealth, he got all the legacy and all the fame, all the money, while Nikola Tesla got nothing, and he was the real genius, and his legacy is nowhere nearly as big as what it should have been, and he died, in poverty and all those things. So the song is angry, and the riff kind of sounds like something like George Lynch would have written. Then you have Don't De-Rock Me. This one is one of the songs that don't really stand out, aside from the fact, hey, most heavy metal bands did have their fast song, or there are a couple of really fast paced songs. So this one is that. It's like, hey, we need a fast song, so let's just put that song. It's very fun and the chorus is catchy, but aside from that, it doesn't really stand out any more. Then you have Call It What You Want. Call It What You Want has a lot of things going on. Number one, when it first starts, it sounds like Simple Man by Lynyrd Skynyrd. So yes, you get a little bit of that southern rock in it. Also, when it comes to the meaning, it talks about double meanings. It takes one thing, it takes another, and then he says, like, it doesn't matter to me. Like something like communism. Call it communism and call it freedom. It doesn't make a difference to me. So that's an interesting meaning. The whole song is sonically it kind of repeats. It has a verse, a chorus, verse, chorus, but every time a line comes, even in the chorus where it usually repeats in other songs, in general, in this one it has another lyric every single time. And the music does help with that meaning by having like 2 voices together at the same time, and in the solo you do have 2 harmonies, so it's like even the music tries to tell you the same meaning of the lyrics, and that happens in a lot of the other songs of this band, that they try to make the music tell the story just like the lyrics do. And another good example of that is the next song, which is Song and Emotion, which is the song that made me choose this whole record that was requested. Song and Emotion is a song about, a musician that was promised all this stardom and how great you were gonna be and be happy and have all the cheers. It has some cheers in the beginning, so it helps to tell the story with the music, but in the end he's forgotten, he's in the streets, and it's just a shadow of who he really is. And eventually, the way I take it is, eventually he dies, and then you have a really long outro that is just subtle sounds in the background. So the way I take it is like he died, but his music lived on. Then you have Time is like the angry, rebellious song, like especially 80s metal had to have their I just want to rock, I don't want to go to school, I don't want to do what you tell me. That's their song here, and it does what it says in the lyrics. It's like Skid Row's Youth Gone Wild, or Twisted Sister's I Want to Rock kind of song. Then you have Government Personnel, which is like a 1-minute song. Basically, probably you imagine a hillbilly with his acoustic guitar just talking about the government and how taxes, political song, kind of funny, pretty short and sweet. Then you have Freedom Slaves. Freedom Slaves is one of my favorite songs on the record. Just read the title. It is the darkest song in the record, and one of the most emotional ones. Even though it's heavy, it's angry. Of course, slaves, talks about slaves, but even though it sounds of desperation, has a lot of desperation, the chorus feels empowering, because it's like a lot of voices at the same time singing freedom slaves, and it's like basically the slaves screaming together, joining together to survive. Had Enough feels a little, again, doesn't really stand out. It's like a straight ahead rocker, good song in its own right, but that's it. It doesn't really stand out like the rest of them. What You Give, I already knew this song before I listened to this record, and it's just a gorgeous ballad, a positive one, because we've had many negative topics up to this point, but this one is about, like the title says, like it's what you give. It's not about what you get. It's not like all the material things that you get, but it's what you offer to this world and all the love you give and all that. And musically, it's gorgeous. It's very enjoyable, and the solo, not super technically proficient, but it's bluesy and full of soul and spirit. Stir It Up, once again, another positive song. So you have two positive songs. I personally would put them like in different orders, maybe a negative one in between, so that the whole record felt a little more balanced, emotional wise. But hey, it's good to have that positivity. Stir It Up is like the Aerosmith kind of song, and once again, like the singer's voice really does sound like Steven Tyler. So yeah, this is a song it just sounds like Aerosmith, like it's like they wrote it. Then you have Can't Stop. Can't Stop is, the verse is very forgettable. I still don't remember how it sounds, but the chorus is very memorable. The backing vocals, like the harmonies, it sounds like you're flying. It sounds strange, but it sounds like almost angelical, and probably sounds like a good song for when you're high. I've only gotten high once, but I imagine. And then Talk About It is just like a jam song. It's groovy, it's fun, it makes you move your neck, and it has like an organ, like the instrument, and it also makes it sound southern because of that. So it has all of these genres just together. Tesla is so unique because of that. Overall, I'll give this record an 8/10. I'm still playing with the records. I mean with the ratings, 5/10. 5/5 or 10 or over 10. I don't know, but 8/10 is a good record, pretty solid beginning to end, and I recommend it. Okay, so subscribe, give a like, and don't forget, give me another request for a record or for another song to cover. And I will see you another time.